Let's put our hands together for Professor Steven Spier.
Thank you, and good morning, and welcome to one of life's purely joyous occasions. For today, we're celebrating the hard work and the passion of you, the graduates of IIAD. Be it communication design, animation film design, user experience design, interior architecture and design, product design, fashion communication, fashion business management, and luxury business management. Whatever you've studied, you know better than we do that it's been very demanding. And you've demonstrated not just your creativity, but your ambition and your resilience. And it's interesting how often that word resilience comes up. And I'm going to come back to that because that is probably the most important skill that you will have acquired in order to succeed. So, as Vice Chancellor of Kingston University London, and you can speak for all of your faculty and your lecturers here, graduation is a reminder for us of what their hard work, and mostly your hard work, is really all about. And that's why it's a privilege to work with young people, actually. It's a privilege to be in education because you are going out into the world to make your mark. And it's a privilege to spend one's career with young people for whom anything is possible. And it's as one gets older, it's and more of a privilege and more of a reminder of how great it is to start off with everything in the world being possible. It's also a pleasure, as has been remarked on, to celebrate 10 years of collaboration between Kingston University and IIAD. The Kingston School of Art was established in 1899. And like all art schools in the United Kingdom, it was founded actually to help industry innovate. And through all the permutations of art and design education, we have really, I think, come back to that mission of design, that the centrality of design to the economy and to innovation in the economy. I'll come back to that again in a second. In 1930, we acquired our own campus. We're still there today. Every 20 years, we build another building, so the campus keeps growing. I'm hoping to build another one again. And for the beginning, we had a reputation for innovative pedagogy. And for the last couple of decades, Kingston School of Art has regularly ranked amongst the top art and design schools in the UK and the world. We're always number one in London for fashion and textiles. That's been 2 generations now, so it's not just an accident. And we're top 5 nationally for graphic design, illustration, animation, and a number of other things. And because of that reputation, it's what you've heard today about IIAD as well. Companies and organizations want to work with us and want to work with you. So in the cultural sector, last year we worked with the Design Museum, the Victoria and Albert Museum, the BBC and the British Film Institute. And we've had live briefs with companies like Heels, which is a very famous furniture design company. And they put 2 students' prototypes, one for shelves and one for nesting tables, into production, which is pretty good if you're a student, I would say. And in architecture, our student just won the silver medal from the RIBA. That's for the best master's project in any RIBA school in the world, and there are a lot of them. And we keep innovating. The world is, I think, every generation is convinced that the world is a different place, but I think the speed of change really is accelerating now. So you have to keep innovating. We have a principle at Kingston School of Art which drives everything we do, which is called thinking through making. And it's really interesting in a world that is increasingly digital, and now with AI coming at us not only fast but inexpensively, thinking through making really becomes ever more important and ever more valid. Because if you think about AI, I say, and it's a bit crass to say it this way, but that, what is the added value of being human? And the added value of being human is what you offer as a designer. It is about, it is not about the technical abilities, it's about the creative problem solving. It's about, as Jiten was saying earlier, it's about finding those opportunities in those problems. And interestingly, at the same time, craft is becoming more valued. So the rise of the digital is just reinforcing this importance of thinking through making. 12 years ago, Dr. Chadha had a vision to create a leading design school in India. And he and the chairman came to the UK to visit a number of universities, including the Kingston School of Art. And we were really excited by that possibility. We didn't have a partner anywhere else in the world. We thought it was about time we did. We liked his vision of a design school that was going to lead in pedagogy. We're excited by the possibilities of a modern design approach within a culture as old and rich as India's, and a culture, of course, that has the most incredible craft traditions. And we both knew that founding a new design school, it's hard work, and you don't know for years if it will succeed. So you have to start off that endeavor by believing in each other. I'll go so far as to say you have to like each other, because there's going to be a lot of bumps in the road. And I'm here today to celebrate that leap of faith, the success of IIAD, and what has become my friendship with Dr. Chadha. So, well done. Now, contrary to what some might think, and I'm talking about people who are not in this room, of course, design is a really demanding field in which to work. It's really competitive. As you know, it requires really long hours, and most of the world doesn't really know what design is for or if they need design. The designer once explained to me, because I'm an architect and I have the benefit of a recognized profession with a professional body, but a designer, you have to convince people what design is and that they need design. And despite all of those challenges, we know that there's really high job satisfaction in design. And that comes, I think, from the passion that's been referred to earlier, and the passion which you have certainly demonstrated in your own studies. You know, you're doing this as much for yourselves as for your client or for society, and that is what drives a great designer. Kingston University London is in the leading city and the leading country in the world for the creative industries, and the government is finally waking up to the importance of the creative industries. It's been the fastest growing part of the UK economy for 10 years. And the creative industries has been identified in the government's Green Paper on Industrial Strategy as one of the 8 sectors that for priority development, and that the UK thinks it could lead in. And I was appointed by the Secretary of State for Culture, Media and Sports to the Creative Industries Council. We advise government on how to support the creative industries. Until now, there's been an idea that it just sort of happens. You know, creative people are very self-motivated, but actually, it'd be great if the government was behind what we were doing. So we're looking at the whole thing. You know, we're looking at getting creativity back into the primary school system. We're looking at, you know, what are the skills that creative problem solving requires. The big issue around IP, about AI, actually is around intellectual property, because of course that's what's being stolen and that's your property. And how to grow what is traditionally SMEs. So how can you scale up what are traditionally very small businesses into bigger businesses? And I think the interesting thing about being part of that industrial strategy is that it confirms that design is serious business. And that comes back to what I said earlier, that it really is serious business, and it's a huge industry. It's an international business with international perspectives and an international workforce. And you are perfectly positioned for that world. You have a degree from one of the best art and design schools in the world World Center for the Creative Industries. You've studied at one of India's leading design schools, in a country with a vibrant craft and design traditions and industries, in a country with a fast-growing economy and influence on the world stage. You're a part of something big, which is design, and you're part of something that is only getting bigger. So that's a good place to start. So before I close my remarks, I just want to refer to other people in this room who've been already mentioned, but they've shared your studies with you, supported you with messages, meals, no doubt money, and encouragement, and of course the people here who are celebrating with you, your friends and your families. And if you just give them a round of applause to thank them. So you've been really well prepared for the future. Whereas AI looms larger, design skills and indeed craft loom larger too, become ever more important. At Kingston University London, we polled over 2,000 businesses of all kinds, all sizes, to ask them what skills they need for employees from the future. And what came back were what we now refer to as future skills. And they're the ones that you get through design education. And you'll recognize them. Things like problem solving, communication, being able to work in a team, being able to work with people who have studied something completely differently, digital skills, adaptability, initiative, resilience, as I've pointed out. So these are the skills for the future. That's what business is telling us. Designers are getting those skills through their education. They are what adds value to an increasingly AI world, and they are the skills for what we now call the creative economy, bringing those skills into every part of the economy. So you really are well prepared for what is going to be an uncertain future. And let me just end by saying the most important thing I'm going to say today, which is congratulations on the end of your studies and the beginning of your careers.